This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Justin Christensen Cooper from Art in the Loft. Good morning, Justin.
Hi, Nancy. Always a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you here, and I'm sure the Art in the Loft is not open currently, but I'm sure you're behind the scenes working like crazy getting that programming settled.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. And I emailed you a little bit about just even all the stuff that we do, and I could have wrote a 2-page email to you, I think. Even though, like you said, we aren't back open now until April 2nd is when we start off our annual Young Artist exhibit.
Ooh.
Now, give you a little history, Art in the Loft started in 2001, and we had our first Young Artist exhibit in 2002. So this is going to be our 18th annual Young Artist exhibit, which comes full circle for someone like me to now be back in Alpena and working at Art in the Loft, because I was in the very first, the 2002, as a senior in high school.
That's amazing.
Young Artist exhibit, which is really interesting. So.
And now, so artists submit artwork.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to be displayed at Art in the Loft.
Yeah, for the whole entire month. So we call it our Young Artist Month, really. We do the exhibit, which I'll talk about more in a second, but then we have 2 receptions for all the family members associated with the student that has artwork up. Okay. And then we do Saturday classes where we fill every Saturday with over 20 to 30 offerings of classes at really free or low cost, because we have our generous supporters that help that. And so we partner with the public schools, not just Alpena, but we're going as far up as Sheboygan area, Johannesburg. We even get some schools from the Oscoda area, but we work with the parochial schools, the public schools, homeschool groups. So we're talking over 20 different schools.
Wow.
600 students on display, and all in a professional space. And so we want to feature them like they are a professional artist. So when we have kiddos come up for the reception nights, they're wearing their bow ties and their dresses, and it's just a really proud moment for them.
And I had an occasion to be at Alpena High School recently and saw some of the art on the wall. It's like phenomenal.
Oh, it's amazing stuff.
And these are students.
And it's an incredible. Usually we feature artwork that's for sale, and we typically don't for this. But the people that come and visit during the month of April, they all want to buy it because it's phenomenal work. I mean, the talent is just incredible.
Okay, so after Young Artist.
Yep, so after Young Artist, then we gear up for Summerview, which is going to be Summerview 2020. That opens the 3rd week of May, right before Memorial Day. Okay. And we always look forward to having brand new artists to the area, those hobby artists that look for a space to showcase their talents, and we just give them that space to sell those works.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
And once again, there's such a variety of artwork and things on display, and it's all for sale.
And it's all for sale. And then right now, I should mention to you as well, since we have a little bit of time, right now, since it is our Young Artist Month that we're gearing up for, the summer season, that's always a huge hit, we like to feature and talk about some of our programming and how that happens. So, we have things such as Art Pop, which is our toddler art program that's free. We do Reach, which is a culinary arts program for those with special needs. We do Ready, Set, Create, which is now in its 9th year, which services over 400 area students for 4 weeks of arts instruction. And we do all those programming right around this time because we're featuring or wanting to get more members of the gallery. So we're really pushing membership right now. Any of those corporate sponsors that want to come on board and be a part of that, because anything from $75 and up makes such a huge impact. I mean, $75, and that's where our memberships start, could really supply all the food for one student for 12 weeks of Reach.
Wow.
Which is just incredible to us. So.
Wow, and I've seen some of the pictures from the Reach program. That's pretty awesome too. And I mean, they actually have learned lifelong skills.
Well, that's what it is. They're learning how to take a recipe and decipher that recipe and what it's needed to make that meal again at home. So it's something that we think will carry on with them.
And then how do the kids join those programs? They do it from school?
Yep, so like Ready, Set, Create and Reach, those are strictly through the public schools right now. We do work with Pied Piper as well, which is part of the ESD. Right. And so we work closely with their administration and their teachers, and then those are helped funded not just through our corporate sponsors, but our members, and through statewide grants too.
Okay, so then after summer, keep going.
Yep. So, and then we take a break from our school programming in the summer.
Right.
And then we just really push the heck out of our public classes. So we're doing a whole series of adult culinary classes that all have an international spin.
Ooh.
By the time this airs, we'll have already done it, but we're doing a traditional Irish cuisine, and then we're going to get into South African cuisine and really trying to bring those international flavors here right to Northeast Michigan.
And you know, all the chefs in the area are so good about supporting Art in the Loft and
So
all of your
good.
projects.
Yep. Chef Kevin Peterson, who's opening up the new Red Brick Tap and Barrel. He's always so good to us. Chef Reed, that was at formerly As You Wish. He's done all of our new programs such as Foodie Friday, and he's doing some of our Kitchen Explorer classes, which is sort of like Chopped for teenagers. He teaches those too. But it's getting really those local chefs in our kitchen and teaching our community all about the culinary arts.
Right, and I always like to watch on Facebook after one of those classes and see the people that were there and how much fun they had.
Well, and that's what it's about. You know, even those little kiddos that you've probably seen in our art pop classes, those smiling faces, and that's what we want to showcase. And that, again, goes back to why it's important to become a member, become a sponsor, because we can continue that program. So
what's the best way for someone to find out about if their grandkids are coming for the summer, about things that are there for their kids to do?
Well, we have a full calendar right on our website, so
Okay.
artintheloft.org. You can sign up for any class right through our website, too. There's tabs up at the top that say Create, and then you want to click that tab, and you'll see all of our offerings. But follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We post there probably multiple times a day. We have a great showing with some wonderful staff that work on that. And, you know, we're always just trying to put ourselves out there in different ways.
And if there's anyone in the community, art community, or the chef community that, you know, said, hey, I'd like to be a part of this, you know, you love to have them come and talk to you.
Oh my gosh, and we can get them in, and they can get used to the space of the kitchen, and maybe they teach a class. Maybe someone out there is really good at one particular recipe and they perfected throughout their life, then that's what we'd like to offer a class on.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then the $75, the membership start at $75.
Yep, they sure do. And they go up from there, and again, it's a really meaningful impact. Not only do you get your name in a cool way on our donor wall, and people get to know that, but it's just a great way to get back to your community, and it's very purposefully used.
So when do you open again for people to start coming up and looking at all the fabulous artwork?
April 2nd, we're going to be open Tuesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday, and that is the whole month of April, and then we do a quick 2-week turnaround for Summerview.
Wow.
Yeah.
So make sure you look online and find
That's
out
what
what
it's going to
schedule.
be. You got it.
Thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate that.
Take care.
You. Yep.
I'll be right back with some information from the Alpena Senior Center following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last two guests are both from Alpena Senior Center. I have Annie Hepburn and BJ Sanders. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Nancy.
Now, I know there's always something fun and exciting going on at the Senior Center. I do get the newsletter, and I do have to say I love that publication. I read it from cover to cover. There's always good stuff in it. Plus, gives you good ideas for meal planning.
There we go. Yes,
That's what I like best about it. But I know today we want to start talking about Ken's March Against Senior Hunger. Ken was a wonderful volunteer for you folks, very well loved in the Senior Center and in our community, and now in honor of him, because he was so involved in making sure that seniors have food to eat, you're doing your annual food drive. Tell me about that.
So we've named it Ken's March Against Senior Hunger, and we will continue to do that as forever, I hope, in honor of Ken, because he was such a remarkable part of the Meals on Wheels program. So every year we do a fundraiser, raising funds for our Congregate and Meals on Wheels programs, and that's what we do. We just go out and ask people for money, and we've got packets that people can pick up and take home and go to their friends and relatives and hopefully raise money. Our goal this year is $25,000. And that's definitely, absolutely, positively needed in our Meals on Wheels and Congregate Meals program.
Annie, give me an idea of how many Meals on Wheels you serve and your Congregate meals.
So we do about 5,000 meals a month, about 60,000 a year, and it is our biggest program that we offer, and that is in the whole Alpena County. So that, I think, is a myth or a misconception in the community that we only do locally in the city, but we do the whole Alpena County. So as long as they are 60 and over and live in Alpena County, we can deliver to them. For somebody to come on our Meals on Wheels program, we do have Mike Stoffer, our in-home service manager, that goes out to their home and just does a quick assessment, asks some questions. It is not income-based, so anybody who is 60 and over can qualify for that program. We do ask for a suggested donation of $3.50. For Meals on Wheels, we average about $1.10, and for Congregate is
$1.75.
Yeah, so we're not really meeting that baseline, and we understand the struggles in the community, but that's why when we do a fundraiser like this, we are looking at different people, sponsorships, the agencies in our town to help support our seniors who need help with food and support in that matter.
And the one thing too about the Meals on Wheels program, might be the only person they're going to see in a day.
Absolutely.
Is your volunteer that comes in.
Yeah. And the wellness checks are important. I mean, we have really, there's been several occasions that we've actually saved people's lives, because if our driver comes back and can't get a hold of somebody, they do report that to myself or Mike or somebody to contact that emergency person, and if we don't get connection, we call 911, or we call for a non-emergent wellness check to make sure. And recently we actually had found somebody who had passed, but if we wouldn't have been there, I don't know, I'm not sure of that full situation, but those are the importance of that.
And the Meals on Wheels, they're just wonderful meals for people. They're very nutritious, balanced meals, and so if you have a loved one out there isn't eating properly, this is a good thing for you to check into.
Correct. Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the next fundraiser we want to talk about is Denims and Diamonds, and that's a very important, fun fundraiser.
It is. It is very fun. It will be April 25th, and we followed the Art in the Loft, but that's where our event's going to be this year. So we are super excited about that. It's a new venue. It's beautiful up there, so I think that's going to bring some excitement to our event.
Okay, tell me about Denim and Diamonds.
Denim and Diamonds was born about 3 years ago, so this will be our 3rd annual, and we're calling it our signature fundraiser. So we've had Wayne Kondraski and the Copycats with us. This will be our 3rd year with him. So for $40 a person, you get a wonderful sit-down meal. You also get entertainment, of course, by Wayne Kondraski. We have a cash bar. And we've got some wonderful Chinese raffle items. We've got some wonderful live auction items, silent auction items. We're going to have a really, really good time.
So it's important that people get out there, buy those tickets, and come to this event, because we want to keep our senior center the wonderful place that it is.
The most important thing that we need to let the community know right now is that we only can sell 150 tickets.
Oh.
And I believe at this point in time we've committed to pretty close to 100. So if people want to go to this event, and you're not going to want to miss out on this event, you need to come by and purchase the tickets at the center. They're only $40 a person. So for that, with the price of, you get a meal and entertainment for $40, and it's a great deal.
And to support the seniors in our county. I mean, that's really to support all of our programs.
And one of the things that Annie, that I'm sure you've been questioned about, and I got questioned about it just this morning, is this a senior event? It is not a senior event. It's to raise funds for the senior center, but we've got a wide variety of ages of coming to this event.
And Wayne always attracts quite a big audience
He
too,
does.
so that's probably where your first 100 tickets came from.
I became an instant follower with him,
yes,
our first Denim and Diamond events.
He's got lots of energy.
They're amazing, yeah.
That he does, and it's just, I mean, even if you don't dance, it's a show.
Absolutely.
It is.
Just come and sit and
who
watch.
cannot dance to that music?
I know. Join your neighbors. And we've got a couple of minutes left, so just, Annie, when do you serve congregate meals?
So we just changed the time, 5 p.m. to 6, and then our lunch is at 11:30 to 12:30.
Okay, and suggested price again is?
$3.50.
$3.50, and man, they serve good meals there.
They do, and boy, was it smelling good when we
I
left.
know. I walk that way, and I just don't like to even walk close to it because it smells so good. It's like you see the wafting, and it's trying to drag me right in there. And we have lots of other wonderful things to do for seniors. There's exercise programs and card programs. You have the Rada Knives. You just have all kinds of good things. You have some home health services that people need to check into. So you're really a great center and a good place to start if you're a senior looking for any services.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you're faced with a challenge and you're not really sure where to go, please call us. I mean, we are like the resource hub, or we are the resource hub, and we don't want people to struggle, so we want to refer them or help them or just listen to them. So that's what we are there for.
And you also have your durable medical equipment loan closet, which is pretty wonderful. If you have someone coming to visit and you need just a shower chair or a walker for a few days, you know, a good place to start is at the senior center, because, you know, why purchase one if you don't have to?
Exactly.
Well, I want to thank you one more time, and tell me again about Ken's March for Hunger and where we pick up the packets.
You can pick up the packets at the senior center. We'll be raising funds for that program until April 24th, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, and Denims and Diamonds is April 25th.
Fifth.
Okay, and tickets are available at the senior center, $40 per person. Wonderful evening plan. Be there or be square.
Exactly.
And also, you can also, when you're buying those tickets, you can also purchase our 50/50 raffle tickets, and we've got a wheelbarrow raffle going also.
Ooh, I'll have to stop by and get one of those.
Absolutely.
Thank you both very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. Pleased to have as our guest this morning Melissa Fournier, Director of Nursing at ACC. Melissa, it's been quite a week.
It has.
Well, the week we're referencing is the coronavirus has arrived in Michigan, and it's demanding a response from public institutions like ACC. And as a healthcare leader and instructor and professional, what sort of things would you like the public to know?
Certainly, I'd like to start with the importance of hand washing. Hand washing and hand hygiene are critical to the prevention of any illness, and specifically coronavirus. So if people have access to soap and water, that's always best. Hand sanitizer is a good secondary option, but hand washing for at least 20 seconds is critical. Social distancing, making sure that you're outside of 3 feet of a person, 6 feet is even preferred. And if you have any symptoms of acute respiratory illness, if you're running a fever of 100 degrees 0.4 or higher, you should avoid situations around the public.
Wonderful. Yes, those align very neatly, exactly, with the recommendations that Governor Whitmer had issued to community college presidents during a conference call on Wednesday. Those are 3 of the top 3 things that she said. Others were to try and avoid settings where there were more than 100 people in close proximity. We do that a fair amount at the college, so we've had to cancel some of those things. And also places around lunchrooms. And we had an event scheduled this morning with the Good Morning Alpena, where breakfast is served and people hear about what's going on in the community. This we had to cancel. So we've been busy this week with our emergency management team, which you are a very key part of. Could you describe that to the viewers?
Well, we've decided since this began, and before it was even announced in Michigan, we've been meeting daily to ensure that we're on top of all of the current information and that we can plan what's best for our students, our staff, our administrators, and everybody that's touched by ACC. So I think with that in mind, we have put in place some mechanisms to provide safety for everyone and do our job in containment.
Very, very well put. It's challenging. The environment is so fluid. I mean, Monday, it seemed like business as usual. Today, Friday morning, the governor has advised K-12s to close for 2 weeks. So that's a historic week in terms of public health and public education in Michigan. So what are the things in terms of prevention that we're implementing at the college?
Well, we have already decided as of yesterday that we were going to close for 2 days, and that may be extended. We're meeting actively with the head of District Health Department number 4, Denise Bryant, who's going to meet with us via conference call today and in person on Tuesday. And we have open, active communication through our public relations department. Daily, we plan to put out a press release to let people know, even if it's status quo for us, what we're doing and what students, staff, and administrators can plan for in the future.
Yes, a very, very good point. We have a website that we put up. It's on our main page, so just go to alpinacc.edu if you're interested, and you could click on that and find our latest updates. And they change.
They do.
They change. So, so prevention is real key for us. Another area of exploration for us is to try and continue service using distance learning. Online, people refer to it as kind of generically. It's a little more nuanced than that, but a number of our courses or programs would accommodate that, and some won't, like nursing. You know, so what are our thoughts right now on how to manage that?
Well, we do have, since we had a little bit of knowledge and we're just coming off of spring break, some of our faculty have already been proactive in moving their courses to an online format. We also have virtual conferencing systems which allow us to provide the education remotely. And we've used this with our Oscoda campus and local high schools of late, and it's been very positive. Now, in nursing, we specifically have a challenge with clinicals. And if a decision is made that we close, we do have some flexibility in that the state allows us to perform 50% of our clinical hours virtually. And so that would be an option that we could invoke. We can also use case studies, concept maps, papers. There are other alternatives that we can do to our clinical time or our lab time, because we also have labs set up. The other option that we could use is we could suspend that class, and then once things have settled down a bit, we could maybe load some more time on. That would be an option for us.
That would be an option. It would be complicated and, to manage and do for both the college, the faculty, and the students. But if it has to be done, that's the way we're going to do it. You know, we're what, 6 or 7 weeks away from the end of the semester. So time is. There's not a lot of time, not a lot of wiggle room in there. But we are committed to delivering educational services to our students, and we will meet that obligation without question, no matter what we have to do.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, we have about a minute left. You want to go on to something a little more, well, positive?
Yes.
We have a board meeting Tuesday night, and we have a business item there, and you'll be at that board meeting. What are we buying?
We are actually we've put out to bid the patient simulators that we want as part of the capital outlay program. We were able to purchase via grant the first pediatric simulator, and so he'll be joining us at the board meeting on Tuesday so that he can speak a little bit. And then we're looking for the company that we're going to use for the other simulators, 2 adult simulators, a maternal simulator, and a baby.
Wonderful. That's exciting, and that's been a long time coming, a lot of work by you and others, and it's great news. So thank you for coming, and thank you folks for watching Talk of the Town, and we'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.